Hi, Karate Illuminati, this is Noah, and today we're going to talk about shovel kicks, or the Nami-Gaeshi, the returning wave movement that you see in Naihanchi, which shows up in some other kata as well. This is something that I've been asked about a couple times lately, and I have done a video on it, but it was years ago. So for those who aren't familiar, in the kata, the technique looks like this, or sometimes to the inside of the leg rather than in front of it. And this is something that you get a lot of different explanations for. One of those is if you're sweeping in front of the leg, people will generally say it's because you're doing a foot sweep, right? You're trying to sweep the opponent. And then the typical explanation of this is that you're kicking somebody right there. And so the kata is telling you where to hit the opponent, which is this sartorial nerve. Now when we look at this technique as a shovel kick, there are two general ways that you can do that. One of them is more of a slapping kick. And that would be something where if I'm targeting the legs on the bag here, it's going to come up this way. Kind of like a foot sweep would in general, but a little higher. And that's going to be something that you're probably applying more like a foot sweep. You're going to be pulling somebody along with it, and in conjunction with a low sweeping kick, you're really just trying to disrupt their balance. Trip them up, maybe hurt them a little bit when you're catching the nerve in the side of the shin, and hopefully disbalance them and maybe throw them to the ground. The other way that you can apply this is more of a thrusting kick, and that would, rather than scooping up, be a little more linear, right? And this is not like a front kick, because in a front kick, you're going to orient your hips toward the target, right, and drive directly into it, and your toes are obviously going to be pointed upward. With this, your toes are at an angle when they hit the target, this way, and you're using a lot of hip flexors to keep these turned. And that allows you to stay oriented a little more sideways rather than turning towards it for the front kick. And when you're able to orient yourself sideways, which is something that Naihanchi is kind of keyed in on, that's ideal for techniques where you are already close to them. You might already have a hold of something, maybe you're trying to joint lock, maybe you're trying to just frame on them and control them. You can throw this across to one of their legs and drive it back. Now that'll most likely throw off their balance as well, like the scooping sweep kick does, but it has a lot more power to it because you're getting that extension on the leg rather than just the swing. That's something where you can cause quite a bit of damage. Most likely when you hit somebody, and you're probably going to be targeting either, again, that sartorial nerve or the side of the knee, maybe even along the inside of the shin here. But you're going to be hitting this, and most likely the leg is going to move, right? Chances are you're not going to dislocate their knee or break their leg. But it could happen if they've got enough weight on it and you hit it just right at the right time. You could, but most likely it's going to hurt a lot and move their leg. And if that happens and you have a hold of them, what you've allowed yourself to do is easily set back down. So you're really following the kata in any case, because you're here, you are kicking across, setting down and pulling. So you now have a combative application for the Nami-Gaeshi, where both the touching, because you're aiming for that spot, and the moving in front of the leg are applicable, as well as using a kick that is specifically designed to be done more in a sideways orientation. So this is something that is very, very fitting for Naihanchi, but it does come into other kata as well. For example, in the version of Goju Shiho that I practice, there is one of these before a turning motion this way, which is a similar idea to that kick pull, because now we've got a kick pull, but we're turning. So a little bit of a different play on the concept. So hopefully with this little bit of a rambling explanation, you guys get a little bit more of an idea of how you might be able to use those sweeping movements as shovel kicks in your kata.